Hey, all you raw travelers out there. I'm here again. I promised a video about mattress runs, and here it is. Mattress runs are quite similar to mileage runs, except that instead of getting on an airplane and traveling places that you might not necessarily have to go, you end up staying at hotels that you might not necessarily have to be staying at. So, for example, if you're a member of Hilton, of their Points Club, or Marriott, for example, has another one, could be Hyatt, Fairmont, whatever, and there is a requirement that you have X number of stays to become elite, because they have elite levels as well as the airlines. So if you're elite, there might be silver elite, gold elite, diamond elite, for example. And if you're one of the elite members and going into the next year, so if you get elite today, being 2015, so you're going to be elite for the whole year of 2015, and you're going to also be elite for the whole year of 2016. So if you're planning on staying a lot of times at a particular chain of hotels in the near future and maybe even into next year, and you close to getting an elite status, so you have, for example, let's say this is all theoretical, I'm not saying this is exactly how it works, but Hilton, let's say you do 25 stays with Hilton in 1 year and you get gold elite, for example, and you've already done, I don't know, 22 stays or something or whatever, and you're not sure, and it's close to the end of the year. Right now, it's the beginning of the year, so it's probably not going to be an issue for most people at this point. But towards the end of the year, something like September, October, November-ish, and you already have 22 stays or something like that, and you need 25 to become a gold elite. Now, gold elite comes with a lot of perks. So, for example, if you're planning in 2016 to stay at a lot of Hilton hotels, especially towards the beginning of the year or so on, there will be a bonus. Like, you're actually going to be paying for these stays, whether it's you or your company or your own company or whatever is going to pay for these stays. This is not going to work for free stays, but you're going to pay for these stays. When you pay for a stay and you're elite, you usually get a bonus. Like, you'll get 50% more miles. You might get a free night or whatever. There's always some kind of a bonus if you're an elite. So it's now towards the end of the year. It's September, October, and you have 22 stays already this year. You now want to get it up to 25, but for some reason or another, you don't really see those stays happening due to your regular course of business or what pleasure or whatever you're planning to do. So what you could do is you just do a search online on Hilton's site, or there's many other places you could search. You can search through Orbitz or Expedia or Travelocity or a lot of places, Priceline, whatever, and just check for Hilton hotels, and you can search different states, different cities. You can do some research and find out which cities have the lower cost, the lower priced Hilton hotels that are not too far from you where you can drive to, and find really low priced Hilton hotels. Hopefully you can find something in like the 55, 65, $70 range, and then you just make stays there. Assuming you're probably working during the week or something, and you can only make your stays on the weekends. So book a Friday night, and then the next weekend you book another Friday night, and the next weekend you book another Friday night, or a Friday night at one hotel and a Saturday night at another hotel not too far from that other one. And after 2 or 3 weekends like that, you've now done your 2 or 3 extra stays to get from your 22 stays to your 25 stays. So that's what we call a mattress run. In other words, you're staying in a hotel that you don't really need to stay at. You're not really on a trip. You're not really traveling. You're just making the trip to get a stay in a hotel. So you still have to pay for that stay, of course, but the reason you're doing the stay is to get some kind of status, whether you want to get elite, gold elite, silver elite, diamond elite, or sometimes it's to fulfill a promotion. Sometimes these hotel chains have a promotion, and the promotion requires that you make X number of stays in a certain period of time. And if you make those number of stays, sometimes it's one, two, three, could be up to like 5 or 6 or even higher. If you make those stays, they give you something. It might be elite status, it might be a free night. It's a really lucrative deal. For example, with some of these really expensive chains like Hyatt, Hilton, Marriott, Fairmont, Four Seasons, these chains, they have some locations in the world that they might charge well over $1,000 a night. And sometimes these promotions allow you to stay in any of their hotels worldwide. So you can just end up spending, let's say you needed 3 nights, you can spend, and usually they let you stay in any of their hotels. So for example, a Marriott, their lowest level hotels are usually called the Fairfield Inns. And you can sometimes find a Fairfield Inn for as little as like $55, $65 a night. With tax and everything, you might end up spending $70. So for example, they might have sometime a promotion, stay 3 nights at any of their hotels and get a free night at any other of their hotels. Now, usually that's not the way it works, but sometimes it does work like that for some chains. So you would try to find the least expensive hotels you can possibly find. And even if it's just 20, 30 miles down the road, you just drive there, you check in. If you want, you can stay over. If you don't even want, you can just check right out a couple of hours later. They might look at you funny at the front desk, but you just say, okay, I want to get the receipt. You ask for the receipt, you check out, and you head back home and sleep at home. I've actually done this when I lived in New Mexico. I booked a room in a hotel, and I lived about a block away from this hotel. I booked a room, I checked in, I took a look at the room, I made sure there was nothing weird in the room, like a dead body or something, and it was fine, there was nothing wrong with the room. So I just left, I went back home, slept at my apartment, and then in the morning I woke up, went straight back to the hotel, and gave them the key back and got the receipt. And they never know that I never even went into the room. I mean, I went into the room, but I didn't sleep in the room. I didn't spend any time in the room. I just made sure I got the receipt, so I got credit for that night. So I ended up getting whatever the promotion was at the time. So that's what we call a mattress run. And hopefully I'll be seeing you on the next flight somewhere. And keep sharing this with all your buddies, because traveling is fun, and traveling for free is even more fun. So see you soon.